Hello and welcome to the Stamp Camp. I'm Glenda Calkins and it's Thursday night, which means it's One Sheet Wonder Night. Tonight I am going to be using my Stamp Camp at Home Card Club kit featured paper pack. It is the Impressions of Bloom. It is a 12 by 12 paper pack. This was part of my Stamp Camp at Home Card Club kit for the month of September. Now you do have a few more days to subscribe and get this month's kit. To check it out, there's a link under the video. It says show more. Click on that link. It will bring you to the blog post that talks all about my Stamp Camp at Home Card Club kit and how to subscribe, what you're going to get in your kit, and all the free goodies that come along with that. Part of those are the one sheet wonders that I do on Thursday night. So tonight club members will find the download project sheet in the photo gallery on my blog. They just got to log into that with their password and they can download and print tonight's download project sheet. Now this will be in the gallery, let's see, give me till tomorrow afternoon maybe, to get that all typed up and put in there. So let's change the camera and get started. Okay, so club members do not need to purchase the Impressions of Bloom bundle that is part of the suite, but if they want to do the bonus cards and then the one sheet wonder cards that I do on Thursday nights, then they're going to want to purchase the bundle. Now I will tell you that today is a one-day stamp sale. It is 15% off stamp sets, so it's like single stamp sets. You could get this, but you can't get the bundle and get it at 15% off because the bundle is already 10% off. But you could get just the sentiment stamp set, or any stamp set that you want, and you're going to save 15%. Also included is the clear blocks, the scrubbies, the Stampin' Mist, the clear cases. If you want, like I take mine out and put it in a clear case. The clear cases are 15% off. There's a whole bunch of stuff. I'll list it under the video so you can click on that and see all the products that are 15% off. And that is today only. It's a one-day sale. So if anything is on your wish list, check that out tonight. Also in this Floral Impressions suite is the foiled frames, labels, and Firma pack. So I'm going to be using that tonight. And then the gorgeous 12 by 12 paper. This is the print I will be using tonight for our one sheet wonder. Now and there's also an embossing folder in this suite, which I don't have on my desk. But we're going to get 3 cards out of this one 12 by 12 sheet. One very simple card and then 2 fun fold flip up, flip out type cards. So let's get started. First, I'm going to cut off 1 inch on the side here, and I'm just going to set that aside. And then I'm going to turn it, and I'm going to cut off 1.5 inches from the side. So 1.5. Okay, we're going to set that aside. And now I'm going to cut strips this way because I want it to be 10.5. Okay, so I'm going to cut 4 by 10.5 and then a 4 by 10.5, and it should leave me with this strip here. Now this I'm going to cut at 5 1/4. Make sure I'm doing this right. I have 2 of those. That one's good. This one I'm going to take and I'm going to cut at 5 1/4. And this one I'm going to turn it and I'm going to cut it at 1 7/8. And 1 7/8. Keep all these little pieces. Now I'm going to take this strip here and I'm going to cut it at, make sure I'm doing this right. This one is going to be at, let me get my measurement here. I don't want to mess this up and I didn't write down my measurement. 4 3/4. 4 3/4. And then this one is going to be the same, 4 3/4. Okay, and I'm going to save this little piece here, and I'm going to take that 1-inch strip that I cut off at the very beginning, and I'm going to cut it to 4 inches. To 4 inches. So I have now 3 strips. I just want to make sure that this one is the same length, because sometimes it can be just a fraction longer. And then I'm going to take that little 3-inch piece that we had, that last cut, and I'm going to cut it at 1 1/2. All right. So my first card, the base is Misty Moonlight. It's 4 1/4 by 11, scored at 5 1/2. So I'm going to go ahead and fold that in half. And then I have 4 pieces of, where did they go? Fresh freesia. And I already had them pre-cut. Now I'm not seeing, oh, there they are. They were hidden. So I have 4 pieces of fresh freesia. We're going to go ahead and add those strips to the fresh freesia strips. So I'm going to just use my liquid glue so I can move them around a little bit. So we're going to do things a little bit differently. These are all the scraps that are left over. So I'm going to just show you how to make a quick card with just those leftover strips. Paper strips. Because I know some of you don't like to throw out any of that beautiful paper. And if you wanted to, you could do alternate, flip and do a green and then the print. There's lots that you could do, but I'm going to have all mine be up like that. Now you might be thinking, okay, you got those strips, little pieces, but they're not going to go all the way through. We're going to do that faux technique where it's kind of like what do I want to say? Not a mystery, but an illusion. That's what I was thinking. It's an illusion. Okay, now I just want to make sure that my strips kind of all seem like they're lined up. I'm going to move this one in just a hair, I think. That's why I use the glue, so I can move them if need be. That looks pretty good. Now we're just going to go ahead and start putting them on our card front. And they're going to go straight across the whole card front. So I'm going to have just a little bit of that Misty Moonlight showing at the top. So we're going to do top. That looks straight. We're going to do bottom. And then we'll fit the other ones in between. So I'm going to do top, bottom. Like so. And then this one's going to go up here. And then this one's going to go in here. So I'm going to kind of fit those in. This one looks like I moved it a hair. So I want to make sure I can move it back up. And we're going to fit those in so we got a little bit of that strip of that blue showing between all our pieces here. so that it kind of looks even. Maybe if I look from the side here. And we're going to do the same with this one. We're going to fit that in there. That looks good. So I'm going to give that a chance to set up a little bit. We're going to open our Infirma pack here. Now I already got the one for this card situated, so I'll show you a little trick to them for the next one. But they're die cuts and you just punch out what you want. Now I'm going to be doing this one right here for this card. If you want it to have a gold layer going across, you will pop them out at the same time. They're kind of hooked together, but you can pop them out separately too. I left mine hooked together. And then what I did was I put my dimensionals on the back so they are overlapping the two to keep them in place. And then I stamped it with Misty Moonlight ink and the Thanks So Much from the Impressions of Bloom stamp set, which is the coordinating stamp set for this. And then you see where our thing paper didn't go all the way across. That's where we're going to stick this gorgeous little sentiment. So you would never know that that paper did not go all the way through there. It's a great way to use up that little pieces. And then I have these are also part of the suite. It is a strawberry slush and pretty in pink gems. So I think I'm going to pick up maybe some of those pretty in pink ones and see if I can't. I got a little smudge here, so we're going to cover that up. It's a good little way to cover up some smudges. And we're going to put that just like that. Gorgeous. And then for the inside, you can do basic white, or these Infirma packs have some gorgeous bigger pieces that you can punch out and put on the inside if you would like. I'm going to try to punch this one out once. And it will bring that gold from the outside to the inside and kind of dress that up as well. So you could stamp, now what do I got on the front? Thanks so very much. You could put I appreciate you on the inside, or you could handwrite something, but I'm going to stick this on the inside, and I'm going to grab my silicone pad here. And we're going to, now the foam pad, I believe that's on sale for 15% off, which is great for the photopolymer. It just gives you a little bit more cushion for stamping on. But see, by putting the adhesive over the top, it's going to stay double layered of gold in there. So that is your first card. Now, the second card is a fold over, well, it's kind of a Dutch door, so open and then flip up card. So a little bit different. So our card base is 5.5 by 8.5, scored at 2 1/8. Turn it around and score at 2 1/8. So that's your Dutch door. You're going to meet those in the middle. Get your score lines nice on those. Meet that two there and score it really well. All right. Then you're going to take those two pieces that we cut off and you're going to attach those to the front. Let me see. So I'm going to just use my liquid glue. And we're going to attach each one to each door, so to speak. Whoops. All right, and now this one. And put that, oops, put that one on there. Kind of line them up so kind of all the same. Like so. Then I have another piece of the Misty Moonlight, and this is 4 1/8 by 6, and then I scored it at 5 1/2. So we're going to fold on that score line. This is going to go on the inside, and you're going to flip that piece to the inside. So the back's going to look perfect. You're not going to notice it that was kind of attached like that. So what you're going to do is, I think I'm going to go with tear and tape. You could use liquid glue, but then I got to hold it. And tear and tape is really good for these types of folds and projects. So I'm going to put tear and tape across that flap. Give that a good push down. Then I'm going to take my pick tool or poker, whatever you have, and I'm going to line that up across the bottom, and I'm going to center it between my score lines because it's just a fraction of between those score lines. So it's like 1/16. So it folds nice and flat, yet it's not going to hook on anything, and then you got your flip up. So for the inside here, we're going to take our white 4 by 5 1/4, and we're going to attach that inside. Just like that. Now we had that little strip that we cut off from those two pieces from the front, and we're going to take that little strip. I'm supposed to cut that down, but I can probably cut it once it's on here. We're going to just add that to the inside here. Make that nice and straight. Take my scissors here and just trim off that little itty bitty excess. So like that. Now this one's actually going to have 3 sentiments on it. So for the inside, we're going to put I appreciate you. And we're going to stamp that in the inside. We're going to fold our flap down, and we're going to take one of those 4 by 5 pieces, and we're going to put that over the top there. Now if it bothers you that it's a little wider, you can always take your trimmer, because this was 4 1/8. You can always take your trimmer and trim it down to 4 1/8. Take off that little bit. I didn't on my other sample, but that's totally up to you. This should have been 4, so I don't know why it came out a little bit. So it was probably, I cut it down 3 7/8, because now it's perfect right in there. So it folds nicely shut. Now you're going to take that strip that we cut from the bottom. We're going to flip it over to the green side, and you're going to kind of hold it across there, and you're going to make it belly band, and you're just going to come around like so. And you kind of want to keep it fairly loose because we're putting some more things on here. I'm going to put just some adhesive on here, And I'm going to fold it so that it is matched up. Right, like that. And now for this tail, I want it to go the other way. And I can do it before I put it on. But you can either cut up the middle and flag it, or you can go on a diagonal. And I think I flagged my sample, so I'm going to go on a diagonal, just so you can see the difference. Okay, before I put that on, we're going to put our sentiment in here. Now this one is going to be from the Infirma pack. And we're going to use this one right here. Now I'm going to take the edging off, so I'm just going to have that. And then for the front, I'm going to do another one of those because you get two of the same ones per sheet. And I'm going to also leave behind the other. So on the front, I can stamp that now. On the front, it is going to be thanks so much. All right, that's going to go on our belly band on the front. Now for the inside, before we flip it open, we're going to put, that says thanks so very much. This says for being there. We're going to put that there. Now the bundle has some cute dies that go along with it. So I took those and I die cut them out, and I have these teeny tiny little flowers that I die cut out of the fresh freesia. My fingers are sticky. So let me get them. There's 6 of them. You get 3 per die. So I found the easiest where I wanted. I just put a little dab of this liquid glue. And let me do the corner ones first. Let's see, I got that one was upside down. So I'm going to just put them on my little dabs. Gotta put a little bit more there. Sometimes it goes too much, and then other times you don't get enough. Okay, so I'm going to put one on there. We're going to put one on that dab, and then one in the corner here. And then I'm going to do the same thing in this bottom corner. Dab, dab, dab. And put one there. And one there. We'll just move them out a little bit. Okay, so you can see those cute little things, but if you look at the paper, I think they're kind of a knockoff of that. And they all kind of have a little dark center. So I took my Misty Moonlight Stampin' Write marker, which the markers are going to be out of here. So if there's markers that you like, make sure that you pick them up now, because all the markers are while supplies last. Not the blends, the markers. So I'm going to just kind of do a little circle in the middle of my die cuts here. And pick up that blue. And I'm just lightly making little circles in there. Okay, so this is going to, whoops, this is going to go on the inside here. And because we have all these layers, we want to keep this flat. So I'm going to just put my adhesive on here. And I kind of just like to center them. So there's that. And then we're going to close it up and put our belly band on. Slide it down on there. And then we're going to put this on top. Now I'm going to pop that up. I was going to get some of more dimensionals because mine are all gone except for these edges, so we're just going to use the edge pieces. It's all good. And I just want to go down the center, and then we're just going to put this on like so, and then we're going to come in with our gems here. I think I'm going to use the strawberries, or the pretty and pink ones, but you can use whichever colors that you want. So that's card number 2. So you slip this off, open it up, and then flip up. So gorgeous cards. The paper is really pretty. I mean, you can't go wrong with this paper pack. So here I cut my tag or my belt kind of on an angle, and here my sample, I cut it in the V. I think you can kind of see that. And then I took my bone folder and kind of curled it a little bit. So you have different options, however you want to do your belt there. For the final card, it is a flip up, flip open type card again, but just done a little bit differently. My card base is 5.5 by 8.5, scored at 4 1/4. So we're going to go ahead and fold it in half. And I'm going to, because I see I got ink. No, I want to do it this way. And then I have my flip up part. Now my flip up, I believe, let me see, where's my flip up on this is 3 1/4 by 5.5, and I scored it at 1/2 inch. So it ends up being 5 inches. So we're going to fold that on that score line. Now for this one, we're going to do it to the inside again, but it's going to flip over the front, the card front. And it's going to attach just like our other one did on the inside. So again, I'm going to do the tear and tape. I'm going to get that creased a little bit better. So we're going to attach it inside, but it's going to flip out and go over the front. So I like to actually put it over the front, center it where I want it to go so that it looks like it's even spaced on both edges here. That looks pretty good. And then I'm going to open it up, and I'm going to peel off that tear and tape layer there. Trying hard to keep it in place and fold that down. So it's going to be flip up, open up. All right. Now you have 2 pieces left over that are here, and these 2 pieces here. So you're going to flip this up, and we're going to put one of these on the front here. So I think I can use my regular. So I'm going to center that. Put that there. One of these is going to go here, and the other one is going to go here. So we're going to put front and back. There's that. And now we got to put it inside our flip up part. Just making it all nice and pretty. Okay, so that's going to open like that. we're going to open it up. This is going to come inside here. Finish that off, and then it's just kind of cover up our little seam we got going on there. Like that. All right, so we got lots of different sentiments and things we can put on this one as well. So for the front, I'm going to use circles on this one. For the front, I'm just going to do the circle as is. For the inside flap, we're going to do 2. So you can see I like attached. And then for the very inside, we have this piece right here. So for the front, it's going to be thanks so very much. And I'm going to pop that up. You can leave it flat, you can pop it up, whatever you would decide you would like to do. And I'm going to just kind of center that again, just like that. Then we'll come in with our strawberry slush, or we got the clear with gold. I kind of like the pop, the pink, so I'm going to do the strawberry slush again. And like I said, you can put as many as you like, however many you want to do, wherever you want to do them. We're going to flip this up. Now this one is going to go on here, and this one is going to, we got thanks so much, so we're going to do for being there. And I'm going to kind of just go off this side here a little bit, because I have these little die cuts that I die cut from the bundle, and we're going to stick that along the edge there. So I'm going to use, I could use liquid glue, but I'm just going to use my tape. And we're just going to kind of attach it right there. We're going to take that Misty Moonlight fine tip, and we're just going to kind of come down here like that. I'm not going to put leaves or anything. You could, but I'm good without it. And then we're going to put our adhesive. Now, because we have that little piece that could come apart, make sure that you put your adhesive all the way around there. Oh, I got it stuck to myself. Now, when you put it on here, you want to make sure that it's going to fall in between that portion there, which it looks good. Stick that down. So we have thanks so very much for being there. And then on the inside, we're going to put this. And I have another little one of those die cuts, so we're going to put that along the side. But we're going to put I appreciate you. We're going to stamp that on there. We're going to take this little die cut flower again, bringing in that fresh freesia color. Let me close my ink pad. We're done with that. I'm going to bring back in my marker, the fine tip, and we're kind of going to just do a little squiggle line like that. And then we're going to attach that to the inside. And then I will show you all 3 cards with that one 12 by 12 sheet. We got 3 gorgeous cards, 2 fun fold cards with 3 sentiments. So just make sure that it's within your perimeter here. So we're good, we're good. So that's the 3rd card. It's flip up and then open up. Just beautiful. Then we had our Dutch door with the belly band. So you take the belly, open up, and then flip up. So you have that one. And then we have our first one with all our leftover paper strips, our faux strip. There you have it. You use that entire 12 by 12 sheet. to create those 3 gorgeous cards. 2 fun folds, 1 just using your strips. That is it for tonight. If you need any of the supplies under the video, I have a link to all the supplies that I use for tonight. Make sure you click on any of those. That will bring you to my online store. I do appreciate any and all orders. Again, tonight only stamp sets and stamp products like the foam mat, the chamois, the Stampin' Mist, the Stays On Cleaner, the clear blocks, the grid pad. I know there's more on there. 15% off tonight and tonight only, so make sure you check those out. There's a link under the video that will bring you to my online store that will show all the stuff that is available tonight at 15% off. That is it for tonight. Thanks for stopping by.